In this video, I will show you a very powerful scalping strategy, and this strategy is inspired by a data trader. He has a strategy on his channel he called the most effective MACD strategy. So first, we will try his strategy and then we will try to improve it for even better results. So let's get started. For this strategy, we will first need to add the EMA to the chart. So go to indicators in TradingView and search for EMA, and then click the moving average exponential indicator one time. And then change the setting from 9 to 100. And I will also change the color to white and make the line a bit thicker. All right, just like that. And now we will also need to add the MACD indicator to the chart. So search for MACD and add moving average convergence divergence into the chart. And the entry criteria are very simple for this strategy. Like most other scalping strategies, we use the EMA as a trend indication. So when the price action is below the 100 EMA in this case, we are only allowed to take short positions. And the opposite, when the price action is above the 100 EMA, we are only allowed to take long positions. All right, then we also need to wait for a crossover on the MACD. So let's use a short position as an example first. If the price action is now below the 100 EMA and we now have a cross on the MACD, when the blue line on the MACD crossing down below the orange line, then we can take a short position. So we have a cross here, so we will take a short right here, and we set the stop loss about here, and we use a 1 to 2 risk to reward. Just like that. And this trade is not yet closed. But that's the entry criteria for a short position. And for a long position, let's go back in the chart. All right, here's a good example. We have the 100 EMA here. The price action is above the 100 EMA. And we now have a crossover on the MACD where the blue line is crossing above the orange line. And this is our entry signal. So we will place a long position right here. And we will use a 2 risk to reward like this. And this was a win. All right, but we want more, right? We want to see how this strategy actually performs. We don't just want to go back in the chart and cherry pick some good examples. We want to try this out in detail. So now what I will do, I will write a Python script to backtest this strategy, not only 100 times, but we will test it tens of thousands of times. And we will also tweak the stop loss and take profit to see which is the most optimal to use. So I will come back when we have the Python script ready. All right, I'm back now and the Python script is ready. So we now have a huge backtest here on this strategy. As you can see, it has plotted out all of the trade entries here. And this time I use a fixed risk to reward because I will optimize the stop loss and take profit even further. So the stop loss and take profit doesn't matter at this moment. I just want to trade entries. And the reason I use a 1-to-1 risk to reward here is because I want to see the base win rate of this strategy to get an idea of how good entries we have with this strategy. All right, so I think he was using the 1 hour time frame on his channel, but since I'm a scalper, I want to use lower time frames. So I'm going to the 5-minute time frame right here, and I will check the win rate, and we have a 51% win rate right here on the strategy based on 278 trades. All right, so we have a 51% win rate with this strategy on the 5-minute time frame, but this is with the 1-to-1 risk to reward. And I also want to try a lot of different stop loss and take profit for this strategy to really see how much profit this strategy can make. So what I will do now, I will run this strategy in my SLTP optimizer to find the best take profit, the best stop loss, and the best leverage for this strategy based on the price history for Bitcoin. All right, so here we have the results. I ran over 20,000 iterations of different stop loss, take profit, and leverage, and back tested on the price history for Bitcoin to see which is the best risk to reward for this strategy. And what we can find here, the number one setup for this strategy, when we use the same entry criteria as I showed, and we take the profit at 1.3%, and we have a stop loss at 1.6% with a 10x leverage, we had a win rate at 65.63% with 21 wins and 11 losses, and we grew the account by 44%. So this is okay. Based on 32 trades, I think we could do better, right? I mean, it's a profitable strategy, but I think we can do even better. And as a scalper, we might want to use a lower stop loss and a lower take profit as well. So we can scroll down here and see if there are some better alternatives for a scalper. I didn't find any good alternatives. I think the number one here is the best for this strategy. And keep in mind that this is based on the history of Bitcoin, does not mean it will work in the future. And we also include trading fees here. We have the fees for Bybit included, market order fee for the entry and the limit order for the take profit, and the market for the stop loss. We also include the funding rate here. So this result should be pretty accurate, but it doesn't mean that it will work in the future. So be careful. All right, so now I will try to optimize this strategy even further to see how much profit we can squeeze out from this strategy. So I will get back when we have another another version of the strategy. All right, so I tried to optimize this strategy and I think I was successful with that optimization. So for this version of the strategy, go to indicators up here and search for VWMA and click on volume weighted moving average one time. And then go to the settings, change the color to white. You can pick any color and make the line a bit thicker and change the length from 20 to 30. Just like that. And now add the MACD back in. So search for MACD and add it to the chart. And we also need to add the ADX indicator. So search for ADX in TradingView and add the average directional index to the chart. And go to the settings for the ADX and make sure you have the default settings 14 and 14. And click OK. So now we will get a few more entry signals here because we have a tighter average line on the price action. And then go to the settings for the MACD and change the fast length to 20 and change the slow length to 22. All right, just like that. And now we will use the same type of entry criteria, but we will also use the ADX to filter out bad trades. All right, so now the entry criteria is the same. If the price action is below the average line and we have a cross under on the MACD where the blue line is crossing down below the orange line. And when the ADX is above 30, and as you can see, the ADX is not above 30 here, so this is not a valid trade entry. So we have to look for a trade where we also have an ADX above 30. So here's a good example. We have the price action below the average line. We have a cross under on the MACD, and the ADX is above 30 here. So we have a valid short entry right here, and that was the win straight away. So now let's check the win rate for this strategy. We have the base win rate at 47.83%, which is very bad. But we found out that if we use the 4-minute time frame, we have a much better win rate from 47% to 65% over 46 trades. So that's much better, and it's actually a really good win rate for a static strategy like this. So now I will try to optimize the SLNTP and leverage even further to see how much money we could have made from this strategy, and I will get back when we have the results. All right, here we go. So the most profitable setup for the strategy is a take profit at 1.1%, a stop loss at 4%, a 20x leverage, and we had 21 wins and 1 loss with a 95.45% win rate and a P&L at 831%. That's pretty good. But as a scalper, I don't like this setup because I don't like to use a negative risk to reward like this, and I'm not comfortable with 4% stop loss. I mean, I'm willing to try it, but a 4% stop loss combined with the 20x leverage, that is obviously very risky even for me. So I will go down to find a better alternative. All right, I like this strategy a lot more here. It didn't make as much profit, but it's a much more stable strategy in my opinion. A take profit at 2%, stop loss at 0.9%, 25x leverage, and a 50% win rate, and we would have tripled the account in just a few days. So that's really good in my opinion. So this is the strategy I want to try out. And by the way, guys, if you want to see me trade on my live trading account, then you can watch my other channel called Joel on Crypto, where I will share my live trading sessions, and I will also live trade these strategies to find out how they work in the reality so you don't have to. And now I want to try and see if I can improve the strategy even further. All right, so I now cleared out the chart and I will start from scratch. This version of the strategy, we want the EMA back in and change the setting for the EMA to 190 and make the line white and a bit thicker as usual, just like this. And we will also change the source from close to high. And now we will add the MACD back in and we will change the settings. Let's change the fast length from 12 to 18 and change the oscillator and signal line type from EMA to SMA, just like that. And now add the ADX indicator again. So the entry criteria here are very similar, but the only difference here is that we wait for the ADX to be above 12 instead of above 30. So we have changed the settings for the EMA and we also changed the settings for the MACD, and now we accept trades where the ADX is above 12. And notice that the ADX is not directional, so even if the price goes down, the ADX can go up. It measures the strength of the trend, not the direction of the trend. So we take shorts and longs based on the same ADX values. So now we will test how accurate this strategy is. On the 5-minute time frame, we have a 58.48% win rate with the 1-to-1 risk to reward, and this is the most effective time frame for this version of the strategy. And now we will run it in our optimizer over 20,000 times to see which SLNTP and leverage is the most effective. All right, here's the result, guys. This setup seems to be the most profitable based on the price history doesn't mean it will work in the future. But again, as a scalper, I do not like this stop loss at 9%. So I will try to find a better setup. But yeah, this was a very good P&L percentage with a 98% win rate. But I will scroll down here to find a better strategy setup for a scalper like me to see what we can find. All right, this is a pretty good setup here with the take profit at 1.4%, stop loss at 3%, and we have 53 wins, 14 losses with a 79% win rate and a 252% P&L percentage. But honestly, I like the previous version better, so I will go back and show that one. All right, this is the strategy I like the most here. 2% take profit, 0.9% stop loss, 25x leverage with a 50% win rate. But again, keep in mind, this is only based on the history. Does not mean it will work in the future, but I will definitely try it out in the live market. And guys, if you want to trade on the best exchange for crypto scalping and crypto day trading, then go down to my video description down below here and click on my affiliate link to Bybit, which I think is the best exchange for crypto scalping and crypto day trading. But keep in mind, this is only for experienced traders, since trading with leverage is very, very risky. You can also get the welcome bonus after your first deposit. With that said, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Peace out.